Siri is just bad, and it's the only thing that Apple fans can agree on. But this doesn't have to be the case soon. As you know, iOS 18 is going to get introduced pretty soon, and iPhone will finally get native AI. We are already getting weird clues like Apple representatives hiding messages in their tweets or some interesting research papers about the future iOS. So what is the iOS 18 actually gonna do? iPhone getting AI follows the usual well-established pattern perfectly, where there is a new tech, either invented or just used across all smartphones, and all companies jump on the trend and put that certain thing into their devices, except for, of course, Apple, that puts it off until later. But when Apple finally decides to implement it, they oftentimes become the best at that thing and beat their competition. It's the not releasing anything until we're sure it's perfect principle. So chances are that AI will follow the same scenario, and that's what's causing all the excitement. AI chatbots have been accessible for the general public for quite some time now, so obviously Apple is already kinda behind. Now, the current version of Siri isn't very good, and that's an understatement. If you had to say one thing that is the most angering about Siri, it would surely be this. Here's what I found on the web. Whenever Siri is clueless about your question, it defaults to searching the internet, which you could do yourself if you wanted to. I think it's safe to say that Siri sucks at multiple different things, which includes context awareness, like having to reintroduce the topic over and over again during conversation, or not having access to any background information. Even on screen information, it doesn't have access to anything. And this is what is supposed to get changed in iOS 18. Not only would Siri remember what you said like 20 seconds ago, but also it would know other things like how much battery you have, whether you're connected to Wi-Fi or not, whether the music's playing or alarms going off in the background. It would be context aware, not only in the sense of conversation, but also generally about what is happening on the device's screen or in the background as well. You could be browsing a web page of a company, and you'd be able to command Siri to send the company an email. Although the email address isn't visible on the screen, Siri would just retrieve it from the background. This is the part of the Ferret UI model created by Apple that works by accessing the visible information on screen while being able to use it for whatever is the task at hand. Most of us have a dedicated AI app installed on our phone. I mean, it's not a huge problem to open up ChatGPT app on the iPhone and just lead a conversation there. Like, you can use voice and upload pictures and PDFs and all that, but in iOS 18, why would you use a third-party GPT app when you have it seamlessly integrated into your iOS? If Siri has access to all the background information and all the things we mentioned, ChatGPT then pales in a comparison. It's like using the Apple Watch with an iPhone compared to any other smartwatch. You might get the same features on paper, but it's clear which combo will work the best. I mean, yeah, it's the usual Apple stuff going on. And besides just AI chatbot, once the iOS 18 becomes available, users should have access to other AI features, all integrated into the iOS. So even if you use some app to edit photos by text commands, this might become a part of your built-in Photos app. Same with AI keyboards. Once Apple does it with their own, it'll very likely outperform all third-party apps. Things like autocomplete, autocorrect, and predictions powered by AI could become dangerously good. You might be wondering now, how do we know all of this? How sure is it to happen? Well, there is always the room for some differences in predictions and reality, but AI being part of iOS 18 is pretty much a sure thing. From Greg Joswiak tweeting that the WWDC will be absolutely incredible, you can see the AI in there, to the usual rumor sources, but most importantly, Apple has released multiple research papers about their AI advancements. The Artificial Intelligence Development Team at Apple published a document where they showcase how Apple wants to integrate these features for the end users, and how it balances innovation and privacy, how they want to make it accessible to anyone. But obviously, they won't reveal too much, only some deep technical information, not how it will actually work in real life. But there are also some wilder rumors and speculations which may or may not be true. Like Apple partnering with Google Gemini, so not only Apple's own AI model, but also Google's could be used. There are rumors of Safari browsing assistant being introduced, possibly encrypted image search feature, and just more stuff like this. Of course, we'll have to wait and see what really happens once iOS 18 gets introduced. So if you're watching it past WWDC, you'll view this video differently. I know it's always said that this is the biggest update ever, but AI coming to iOS might actually be one of the biggest things in a while. They ended up messing with the design just for the sake of the change, but now there will be a lot new to give to the users. So I'm definitely excited to see what is going to happen. By the way, if you want to support the Foxtecc TV channel, I created a community with the plan to release exclusive content which won't be available on YouTube, so if you're interested, you can go ahead and check it out. If not, it's completely fine. Thank you very much for watching until the end, and I'll catch you in the next video.